Hi everybody and welcome to S.M.C Media TV. We are proud to present one of a kind of situation where a story has come to us about this young man called Jordan Moazami. And I looked into this story, and obviously it kind of like touched me in a way that this is happening too often in our streets, especially where I come from in Winston Green and so forth. So coming up will be footage of Ring Wars 8 with Gary Deakin. Gary Deakin is a 53-year-old family friend, and he took on the fight. But you have to understand, this young man had so much going for him. He was a youth mentor, he was a keen boxer, he was loved by his family, by his friends, his community, and he was killed over a petty argument. He was stabbed multiple amount of times through his ribs, and he died. He lost his life. And we done this, and obviously we want to support the family, and big thank you to the family for letting us do this video about Jordan. And we hope to, obviously every year do a Jordan fight or anything, just to make sure that his life wasn't in vain. And we don't ever forget this. This young man would have been something in life. He would have made something of himself. And I know his mom's proud. I know his stepdad's proud. I know his whole family, his friends are proud of him. And we also wanted to make sure we wanted to share these things. I mean, even the judge for this case, these guys who took it upon themselves to take this young man's life, they've ruined their own family. So, it's a hard thing, and it's so common nowadays that the knife crime has gone way up there. But we were promoting future fights for Jordan in Jordan's name, and obviously the guy who killed Jordan is serving life, minimum years of 19, which for me, it should get more. But anyway, please enjoy, please subscribe and like, check out our Instagram channel, and enjoy. Everybody, you're tuning to S.M.C Media TV, and I'd like to welcome a special guest, Gary
Deakin, yeah.
So Gary is going to be fighting on Ring Wars 8, up-and-coming fight, coming at 8 Newport Road. Now with Gary's a 53-year-old fighter, been in the game a little while, come back to it, but it's the reason why Gary's fighting on Ring Wars 8, which is the interesting thing. Gary, can you just give us a little bit of information why you're fighting on Ring Wars, please, sir?
Well, a mate that I work with, he was a friend before I worked with him. His lad was 18-year-old, Jordan Moazami, who was stabbed 11 times, killed and murdered for nothing. So I was training a fight then, just ticking over, trying to get fit, keep out of trouble, etc. And the show is coming up in like 8-9 weeks time. I had no intention of fighting again because my missus would divorce me and stuff, but I've got over that now. But this happened. Jordan got murdered, and Craig, who is his stepfather, loves boxing, and I thought, what a way to give Craig something back because of the tragic loss. So I put it to Craig. I says, would you like me to fight in memory of his son? and try and raise some money, because obviously to bury your son is a big expense as well.
It's a massive expense.
He'd had time off work. Well, he'd had like 6-7 weeks off work, and I don't know whether that was paying him the full money. And so I put it around the company what I was doing. The company's decided to double whatever I raise.
And what's the name of your company? Give them a shout out.
The Coleman Group Demolition Company, Shady Lane, Birmingham. I'm the plant operator there, and Craig's the supervisor. So the company's bought a table of tickets. I've sold tickets, and the percentage of what I make from the tickets I'm donating to Craig. The company's put a charity, well, not a donations box in the office, and lads have come up to me and give me donations. So when I actually fight and I hope I'm victorious, I'll present Craig with a big envelope full of money, hopefully.
And the really interesting thing about this story is the fact that the guy is a friend from work and you're fighting on their behalf. And I think that's a really, really commendable stuff to do, because not a lot of people would do that. And
yeah, but the lad was 18. He was a team captain for a football club. He boxed for Bartley Green Amateur Boxing Club, and he was a youth leader. And he'd never been in trouble. And one day he was walking home and got stabbed 11 times, and I can't see why. With this channel, we started this channel to help push the youth from my area, from Winston Green and all around Birmingham, Hockley, into doing something, into doing sports. It doesn't have to be boxing. It's, you know, they're not bad men, are they?
No.
The cowards. You know, if you carry knives, it's wrong. So, you know, there's a campaign, isn't there? Put down the knife and pick up the glove.
Definitely.
You know.
And that's what we're trying to get. And that's why we're so happy we're just blown away by your story, and we thank you, and we're going to obviously support, and we're going to make our own donations on the day for the family.
It's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
If everyone done the right thing, the world would be an happier place.
Definitely.
You know, I had no intentions of actually getting it again, but this has given me motivation, and it ain't what I'm doing for him. It's also benefiting me, you know, because I'm getting fitter. Like, I should be stamp collecting or train spotting, but I'm at the gym every night, and you know what, I'm loving it. You're meeting new people, you're getting fit, you're making new friends. You know, life's good.
Big shout out to Fight Den, obviously Shane and everybody here, fantastic. Been to this gym a few times, and I've been watching you work, and you're not bad. So whoever your opponent is, I hope you do give him the good smash and rub.
No, it ain't. You know, it's boxing's about respecting each other. It's like, you know,
I definitely second him up.
Yeah.
Smash and rub's nice though. The smash and rub's
you know
nice.
what? I know he's going to be half my age. He's going to be the age of my son.
But at the end of the day, your cause, your fight is the one everyone's going to be tuned in, and then obviously we're going to be supporting that. And Gary, thank you very much for your time. And I will be speaking to you soon, and we'll see.
Go on.
Go on, Gary! Go on, guys!
Second chance.
Come on.
10. Round 3. Massive round of applause for both fighters. And the winner is, in the blue corner, Deakin.
Yo, everybody, you know who it is. It's your boy One Hit Wonder Kid Richard Young. I'm here today with S.M.C Media TV. We have got a special guest today, Gary Deakin. We're here with a wonderful story to talk about. I'm here to question Gary of certain reasons why he has took a white collar fight to raise money for a family member friend for his son. So as we move on to the next part now, I want to introduce Gary Deakin today. I want to welcome you to S.M.C Media TV. How are you doing today, mate?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hello. So Gary is taking a fight on Ring War 8. How do you feel about that?
I'm happy to do it, mate. It was like, I originally went in the gym just to keep fit, and then this circumstance happened, and I felt like I had to put my head above the parapet and do something.
I hear that, and this is one of the subjects we're going to get into today. We want to get behind the reason of why you're taking this fight. So for a few viewers out there, can you explain why you took this fight in the first place?
Well, a friend of mine at work had an 18-year-old son. I'm saying had because somebody stabbed him.
Yeah.
And he had to get in a little bit of debt to pay for the funeral and stuff. And a way to raise some money to give him some,
to help the family out, and that would have funded for the funeral.
So I took a fight.
Yeah. Well, we're all about inspiring the next generation to come off the streets of the urban areas of Birmingham, to know that there are different aims of life, of not going down the road of going down there. The thing about this story, what touched me the most, was that your friend's son Jordan was the most loving person. What I read about, I want you to touch on subjects of what kind of person Jordan was.
Well, he boxed for All Green Boxing Club. He was a team youth leader, heading towards working with the youth. He also was a football captain of a football team, and he was just a nice guy.
Okay, so it's just a kid what you wouldn't expect to be murdered in so much anger and so much pain. He was the opposite to the kid who commit these crimes. He was, to me, was an innocent kid what was down on a good path, had a good career ahead of him, and had a bright future ahead of him.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's talk about how it's affected yourself as a family friend of the family, and how it's affected the family.
Well, I got a phone call off a friend saying that my man Craig, who is the guy's stepfather, was off work because his son got killed. Now, I see stabbings on the news all the time, and you don't really feel it, but when being that close to home,
it hits you, it touches
and
you.
for a few days, all I would like bit welling up.
Yeah.
I would.
It's emotional, obviously.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
it's a good family friend.
And then I don't even want to call my friend
to
ask, or you know what I mean. It was
wanted
hard.
to give him
It was
time,
hard.
Yeah. It was hard. I think it was hard for the family and yourself, and the people who was connected and friends of Jordan. Obviously, he's a lovely kid. No one wants to have their kid killed in so tragic way, and stabbing.
It's still the aftermath of it is still going on.
Yeah.
Like the family had to go to court for 2 weeks every day and listen to lies about the son.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the family. I can't imagine going to court just to hear the lies about someone murdering your own son. I wouldn't want to go court in the first place for that situation itself. I'm a father of 2 boys, and I can just imagine what it'll feel like and what it'd be like.
I can't even imagine it though.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the trauma and the loss of your own flesh and blood.
Of your flesh and blood, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's a shame
And
because
it was pointless.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, it was for nothing. Now that guy is in prison for the next 19 years.
Yeah.
At least.
So as we just touched on to that, I want to let the people know the result of the court hearing, what happened with the person who committed these crimes.
He got life with a recommendation of 19 years. There was another lad involved, but I'm not going to say let off, because he had done like 7 months remanded in custody.
Yeah.
But the jury felt he was not to blame.
Okay then, yeah, I understand that. I see how that could be a frustrating thing, and it is a bit of justice for the family that they did get 9 years. The first person did get life to 9 years tariff. 19 years tariff. It's a bit frustrating that the other person got off, but at the same time, justice can be served in a way that the family can start now thinking of moving on a little bit, even though it could take years for them to move on, and I don't think they will ever move on from this. Do you agree?
I agree, but then on the other hand, the perpetrator's family is feeling the same way about losing their son in the justice system. It's all, there's no winners.
Yeah, this way it is, and this what we're based at S.M.C Media TV. We're based on trying to find how comes the system so broken in the urban area of Birmingham. Why are these stabbings happening? Why is younger people at the age of 12 are seen from 11 to upwards to 18 think it's good enough and think it's bright enough to carry a knife or gun what can take the life of others or the life of themselves? Because I see a lot of people that carry knives themselves is the people that end up on the opposite end. But this story is just traumatic because this is an innocent boy who's worked hard, stayed on a good path, got a good loving family. He weren't getting into no trouble. He weren't that kind of guy. And on a night out or on a night, was it a night out?
No, it wasn't a night out.
But it was on a night on the way home.
Yeah.
So on the night walking home, he got into an altercation where he is being stabbed, and sadly that his life has been took. I hope the family nothing but the best for the future, and I can say that we want to work on more people of like yourself with these stories, and I want myself now to ask you, what do you think we could do better to show the youths around the Birmingham area to come off the street crime, the knife crime, the gun crime, and get into something positive?
It is what you're doing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's raising awareness,
yeah,
and the consequences of just one stupid action can affect you for the rest of your life, and affect not only you but people around you.
Yeah. I think a lot of yo everybody, you know who it is. It's your boy Richard Young, one hit wonder kid. We're back with S.M.C Media TV and special guest Gary Deakin. I'm here to talk about with Gary how he prepared for his fight. So Gary, tell me a little bit how you prepared yourself for this fight.
It was just a continuation of training that I was doing prior to the incident.
Before, yeah.
So then when this incident took place, I thought, I'm doing all this training with no goal.
Yeah, at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, I was staying fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I was staying fit for what? I didn't have a focus.
Yeah.
So I spoke to Sean. Well, I had a week off the gym, and then I come back and Sean had says, like, where you been? And I says, well, I'm not really feeling it because I've got nothing to aim for. So Sean says to me, well, why don't you train up and have the fight on Ring Wars 8? So I thought about it. Then this happened, and I thought, well, an ideal opportunity to
Have the family out. Two stones in one bed, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a
one
goal.
bird, one stone,
two birds, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So I spoke to Craig, the father of Jordan, and I says, how would you feel if I had a fight in memory of him? So he says, yeah man, that would be a good idea, get everyone together, celebrate his life, you know.
Have a good night and
So yeah,
raise money.
so we've got, at work, we've got like a Facebook platform, and it's called Workplace. So everyone who I work with, the whole company is on it.
Okay.
So I just put some feelers on saying like, I'm having a boxing match.
Yeah.
Would anyone be interested in a charity boxing match to raise money for Craig? Would anybody interested in throwing in a few pennies?
Yeah.
So then the gaffer got back to me, Mark Coleman, and says like, whatever you raise then, we'll double it. So that gave me some extreme motivation. Yeah.
It would have.
So it was just bang down the gym every night then. It was like, I had focus, I had something to aim for, and I thought...
Yeah. I know from like obviously being in the gym with yourself, I know the build up to Ring War 8 and your fight, that after you had this gold, you had determination to train at your harder. I know it gets hard at times and certain weeks where you feel tired.
Yes.
What motivated you to get past that? Was it the fact that you was doing something?
I had to focus, I had a goal, and it was there was no way I was going to get beat in front of all these people that I'd sold tickets to. Like, I had family there, I had friends there, I had work colleagues there, and it was, I had to
had
prepare.
A big turnout,
I had to prepare myself
and they
properly.
did make loads of noise. So let's talk about the fight itself, Ring War 8. I watched footages back and I was there myself for a bit. People couldn't believe what age you was. When they asked me your age and I said, is age 53, it goes to me, no it's not. Because the person you was fighting was it was twice your age, you was twice his age, and it goes to me, he's just taught him an old school lesson.
Yeah, but that, if you watch, is it Top Boy?
Yeah, Top Boy, yeah.
Is that old people? I watched a film once and it was about old gangsters.
Yeah.
And they showed the young kids how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's...
I've sparred you myself,
yes.
And to get experience from someone like yourself who's got the experience behind him, you've done boxing most of your life, it was just a privilege of sharing the ring with you, with sparring and getting certain things with you. And to me, I reckon on the night you done yourself proud. I think you went back to feeling 18 for a couple of rounds, for the first 2 rounds, and that. How do you think the result of the fight and the fight itself, how did you feel inside the fight yourself?
The build up to the fight was, I was excited for weeks, and then once I got the gloves on and approached the ring, I seen my opponent and he was cut up like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I thought, what am I doing? But you get in the mindset where you've got a job to do and I'm gonna do it. Yeah. That's how it was. And to be back in the ring, be the centre of attention, if only for 6 minutes, it was a beautiful buzz.
We can say that obviously we know that you won that fight, clearly won that fight every single round to my eyes anyway. I don't know if anyone else say it. I see that it was a tough lad and he was coming forward. You kept to the experience what you have in the ring, stepped back when you had to, kept him behind the jab and boxed your game and not got into his game too much. And you, hats off at the age of 53, I wish myself is still doing it at the age of 53. You put on a top performance that night, and I want to say that you deserve to win that night.
You can only beat who's in front of you.
Yeah.
But I was, looking back on the footage, I was a little bit disappointed in myself because I know I could have done better. But like I say, you can only beat who's in front of you, and I won.
Yeah.
That's you know.
Well, saying that you was disappointed in yourself, that would give you something to look forward in the future if you want to redo the charity match again for the memory of Jordan next year or the year after. It's in your hands to do future. So a little disappointments is things where you can improve on yourself. So if that's something you're looking forward to do in the future, take a next fight in memory of Jordan.
I would like to, but work commitments put me out of town.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I can be in Scotland, I can be in London from week to week, and if I was to take a next fight, I would have to have proper preparation because I'm not going in there to lose.
Yeah.
You know, so it all depends on work. Like I believe in the after the new year, I might be based in West Bromwich for a short while.
Oh,
well, so and then we could look at something from there.
So obviously, you work all over. I know work commitments can get right up in your training and your fitness and take it away from you. In a way, as I'm a boxer myself, I will be back in action next year in 2020. Between myself and yourself, if you can't get back in the ring for next year in memory of Jordan's thing, I will be willing for in July to take a show and do it in the memory of his name, because this story has just touched me, and I'll give it, obviously all the money what we raise will go to the family of Jordan to help with future things and that with Jordan's family and that. So between ourselves we'll work that out for next year. So we'll talk at July time, a year on from your fight, that we'll do an anniversary, and let's hope that we can get next people to continue his legacy on at least once a year show to do in his name and raise money for his family.
That'd be beautiful, mate.
Don't worry, mate. You know the ones, but yeah. I want to appreciate you for coming on this show. Your story is amazing. What you've done for the family is amazing. I bet your Jordan family must be proud of you.
They will be proud.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them all night. The thing what I want to go into, how is the... Yeah, so, Gary, tell me, how was you feeling within them rounds? Did you get tired, and what motivated you to get towards the end of the round?
I weren't tired.
You weren't
which
tired?
is very unusual, and in fact I wanted another round.
Oh, so you wanted a bit more on that. So your fitness was up there. You never got tired. Your fitness was up there. How do you think you done against your opponent itself?
Like I said earlier, I was a little bit disappointed looking back at the fight through video.
Yeah.
But at the actual time, I was comfortable and I felt like I was doing it. But look, watching it, I'm like, I was waiting too long, and I should have took the fight more to him and threw more combinations, you know. But like, the age plays up there, so I was trying to conserve a bit of energy. That's why I weren't going full out. Because I'm thinking, if I went full out I sparred once with Jake.
Yeah.
And it was, we had some serious battle. Yeah. And then by the third round, I had to stop.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that to happen in front of the public.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah. You wanted
but maybe if I had done that, I might have stopped him.
You could have stopped him. Well, it's like we know boxing's a learning game, and and obviously it's good that to hear from yourself that you felt fit and you're ready, even though you holding some energy back because the age was playing on your mind, and that would you make it to the 3 rounds and that, and you wanted to make Jordan's family and the public and the show what it was about. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. through on behalf of S.M.C Media TV for being a special guest and telling your story on S.M.C Media TV. So I want to thank that. Is there anybody out there you want to thank?
I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the Coleman Group. That's the company I work for. I want to thank everyone who bought tickets. I want to thank Sean Cogan for giving me the opportunity to do it. You know, I want to thank my wife for letting me do it, because that was a big, she was like, what are you doing? I want a divorce. If you're going to fight, I want to, you know, because she's thinking Alf, and because you don't
it's
play,
supposed to be a young man's
you
sport,
don't play boxing, do you?
Nah, you don't play around with boxing. Boxing's not a game to play with. So we thanks his wife for letting him do this and taking the opportunity of raising money for Jordan's family.
I want to thank all my family for turning out, and it was a terrific night.
Yeah.
And then you was talking about a Jordan belt, weren't you?
Yeah, so in the talks of this now, and of the family, in the memory of Jordan, we want to set up a Jordan challenge bout where myself will be fighting first for it next year, but we want somebody to fight once a year to at least raise money and continue the fund page in what you've done for Jordan's family to support them for their future.
Well, that's really heartfelt, and I appreciate it, because I could have started something that will live on.
We want to help and we want to inspire people, and this is what we do. We're not here just to hear your story and then do nothing about it. We're here to try help the families, help the people around the situation, see if we can help even friends of Jordan who will see this and say, yeah, I want to do something different with my life. Get in touch with S.M.C Media TV. We're here to point you in the right directions, down the right paths. I know that sometimes out here we've got little opportunities in the Birmingham urban area. I'm from Winson Green, a small community, but we're a big-hearted community, and I know that a lot of kids are going down the wrong path because of the community and where we're growing up, and we're trying to make a change in our community with Winson Green. So yeah, we're happy to help the family and do this and continue his legacy. So it's not about me, it's not about yourself, it's about Jordan's legacy continue on, because this young kid whose life got taken too short, we need to make his legacy continue on.
That's fabulous, and I really appreciate that thought and them actions are going to take place. I would like to be involved in 15 years time, 20 years time.
And this is what we're looking to do. We're looking to do something for Jordan what will be here in 20 years time, 20 years time, so we can build something on it, you know, them ones for Jordan's family. And I think for their family, I know that it won't take away their pain and that, but it will give them a little pleasure that his name will still be in lights in the right way, not the wrong way, because I see that his death, in a way that he got murdered, is not a way somebody should be remembered. So let's try to do something in his name to celebrate his life and do something good, so we can remember his name in a good, positive person as he was himself.
Yes.
So yeah.
Fabulous. Them gloves look nice.
Them gloves look nice. The gloves are for competition, Gary. We can't give it to you get me, Gary.
Okay.
But we'd love to. I want to thank you once again for coming on S.M.C Media TV.
I thank you for giving me the opportunity, Richard, and
okay.
Stephen, your man.
Yes, everybody, I just want to send a big thank you for Jordan's parents for allowing us to do this video. A big thank you to Gary Deakin for participating in the Fighting Ring Wars 8. And we look forward to working with him in the future regarding Jordan and obviously fights coming up. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, check out our Instagram. Bye. Hi everybody, this is S.M.C Media TV. It's your boy Cage. I hope you enjoyed this small video on the life of a really talented kid who sadly his life was taken by knife crime. So what we aim to do and what we want to do is bring more kids into the boxing game, put down the knives and pick up some gloves. That's just meant to teach street cred. Ain't nobody gonna come and see you when you're in prison, fam. Pick up the gloves, put down the knives. S.M.C Media TV 2020, yo.